Well, and I think that the point you made around people going after the wrong thing, it's like they want to feel like they're doing something good. Thing that drives me nuts is like all these, activist Twitter accounts railing on the energy industry. You see
Yeah.
them, we got to go after oil and gas companies. These are the culprits. We need to put these guys out of business. And yet we've shown that US natural gas has done more to lower emissions than all of renewables combined. In fact, I think it's like 2x the amount of emissions reductions. And this is coming from the EIA. This is not like
Yeah.
some stat. People are like, show me where you got that. I'm like, I got it from the government. Like they're saying that nat gas has been the cause of the most emissions reductions. Yet you see these people attacking or the oil and gas industry and putting these charts up showing their profits, showing these companies. At the same time, those people are advocating for sending dollars to China to do the green energy side of it. And I'm like, but wait a second, let's look at the real emissions here. Like you mentioned, China is 2 times the emissions of all the developed countries combined. Why aren't they going after China? Why aren't they going over there to
Yeah.
protest? Why are they going after the US oil and gas companies who've done more to reduce emissions while giving benefit to China, who's actually the one creating the most of them? Can you explain that at all?
Yeah, exactly. And why don't we as an industry brag about this, right? We don't really pat ourselves on the back. Maybe it's our puritanical American roots, right? We don't, but we should be proud of what we do as an industry. We always do it better. We always do it cleaner. We are always getting more responsible and more environmentally conscientious, and we don't ever get any credit for it. And you're right. What we have done as an industry, and that's writ large, is absolutely remarkable. You raise a great point in the green emissions thing. I gave a briefing a little while ago to a bunch of Hill interns. I'm about 2 hours from DC, so I drove in and talked to a bunch of Capitol Hill, college aged summer interns there. And when it came to this issue, I said I don't believe in a lot of the climate hysteria because the people who profess it don't believe it. And there was a little ruffle. I was like, no, I can tell you, I can prove that they don't believe it. And here's why. If you go through their deductive reasoning, we need to get rid of fossil fuels because they increase emissions. Emissions produce global warming. Global warming produces all this weather chaos, climate chaos, etc. But the base point is we have to get rid of fossil fuels. We have to use fewer fossil fuels. Well, if going green, wind, solar, EVs, batteries demonstrably uses more fossil fuels, then why the hell are we advocating for them, right? If you use more fossil fuels to create an EV than if you just burn those fossil fuels directly in a combustion engine, well, then why are we pushing EVs, right? If you use more fossil fuels to create a solar panel to make electricity than if you just burned those fossil fuels directly to make electricity, well, so your formula, the prescribed policies coming from DC, the $500 billion of investment, actually exacerbates what you consider to be the root cause. So I scratch my head and say, well, then what the hell are we doing, right? Why? So you clearly don't believe this because it's like saying we need to stop using wheat. No more wheat, Max. We're going wheat free. So rather than bread, the Gagliardi family will now eat dinner rolls. And you say we're really not doing anything different. We're just using the same wheat in a different way. How is that to be applauded? And yet in DC logic, it is applauded.